The Dwars Vlaanderen this Wednesday should give us the classics fix we need after the knockout battles of E3 Saxo Classic and Ghent-Wevelgem and the upcoming mega classic, the Tour of Flanders. Wout Van Aert, Visma Lease Bike, is back, trying to make amends for his stupid mistake in the E3 Saxo Classic. And Mads Pedersen on the heels of a massive show of force win for him and Lidl Trek in Ghent-Wevelgem. And before you ask, no, Mathieu van der Poel of Team Alpecin de Koenig, the world champion, is not racing in the Dwars Vlaanderen. He's taking some well-deserved time off to recover after his victory in E3 and racing Ghent-Wevelgem, potentially going to Spain and then reappearing for the Tour of Flanders. What about Tadej Pogačar? No, he won't be there either. After crushing it in the Cobble Classics in 2023, he has other objectives. This year, he's focused on the Giro d'Italia and the Tour de France. He just dominated the Volta a Catalunya in Spain and next races in Liège-Bastogne-Liège in Belgium before going on to the Giro d'Italia. And what about the Dwars Vlaanderen course? What will the riders face? Well, it's a midweek classic, so it's fairly short at 188 kilometers. The riders will need to cover 8 cobbled sectors and 12 climbs on the way from Roselaer to the finish in Waregem. The early sectors and climbs will play their part. Think back 2 years ago to the star attacks of Pogačar and Van der Poel in 2022. But the closing moments of the cobbled Nokaberg climb and 2 times on the cobbled Herligemstraat sector will give us our potential winners. So let's talk about the favorites for the 2024 Dwars Vlaanderen. Danish rider Mads Pedersen will be riding on a high after his victory in Ghent-Wevelgem. Potentially, he could allow his teammates like Jasper Stuyven or Tom Skujins a chance for victory in Waregem. Wout Van Aert will want to underline his star status on equal ground with Mathieu van der Poel ahead of the Tour of Flanders on Sunday. He may go for the win himself, but if he doesn't, he could set up one of his Visma Lease Bike teammates for victory, like American Matteo Jorgensen. Let's talk about some other Americans on the start list because there are a few to keep an eye on, including Nilsen Paulus of Team EF Education Easy Post. He's back racing and 1 year after such a strong ride. Also, Luc Lamperti, Soudal Quickstep, Magnus Sheffield, Ineos Grenadiers, and Riley Sheehan of Israel Premier Tech. Besides Pedersen, Van Aert, and Jorgensen, my favorites for the day, well, I'm looking at Tim Wellens, UAE Team Emirates. Also, Jasper Philipsen already won Milano-San Remo this year, should be one to watch. Team Alpecin de Koenig with Mathieu van der Poel not racing on the day. And finally, Visma Lease Bike teammate of Wout Van Aert and Matteo Jorgensen, Dylan Van Barl. FloBikes will have all the coverage live and on demand for our viewers in the United States, Canada, and Australia. Highlights, interviews, and on-the-ground coverage all be there on the day for everyone else for free. Also, it's free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you're notified every time we're publishing new content for classics like Dwars Vlaanderen, but also the upcoming races like the Tour of Flanders and Paris-Roubaix. Click the subscribe button down below. More nasty weather seems to be on the way for Dwars Vlaanderen on Wednesday. No rain yet is on the forecast, but high winds gust up to 29 kilometers an hour or 18 miles an hour from the south. It's going to be cold, 8 to 11 degrees Celsius or 46 to 41 degrees Fahrenheit. All of this should help to produce a classic midweek battle, and we're just a few days out from the Tour of Flanders. Pedersen, Van Aert, or another star. Tune in this Wednesday to find out who will win the 2024 Dwars Vlaanderen.